Hello, IGN. My name is Otero. I'm here with Kallie, Plagge.
Hello.
And we have played Pokemon Go, which I never thought it would finally happen. So what is Pokemon Go in a nutshell?
It's a mobile version of Pokemon. It's very collection-based, and it's like Pokemon, but it's also very much not like Pokemon.
That's
and
right.
It's interesting and hard to describe. We got 30 minutes with it.
Yeah, which was a really cool demo because we got to walk around the streets of San Francisco, like basically the pier.
On a beautiful day, perfect weather, we're walking around by the bay.
Yeah.
And there's water Pokemon.
Yeah, and there's
coming
mostly
up.
water Pokemon here, which
Yeah.
is a thing. So they told us a couple details. One, that basically, you know, your town, your area will have Pokemon you can catch. Based on where you live, certain Pokemon will be there. Certain Pokemon will also not be there. So as you think about like going to another city, or if you have vacation plans, you get an opportunity to basically catch something that isn't native to where you currently live.
Yeah,
at least from the game's perspective.
Yeah, as far as we know, it's based on the ecology of the actual physical location on Earth, so that's why we encountered a lot of water Pokemon by the bay. Apparently Golden Gate Park in San Francisco is full of Diglett. It's really interesting, and I'm interested to see how that pans out with what Pokemon you can catch feasibly if you stay in your hometown or home city or home state.
Now, for folks at home, there is a field test going on, and you can check that out through Pokemon's website. But we got to play the field test version, and in that version, just for folks at home, this is a much more limited kind of experience.
Right.
So there was no trading, at least in the build that we saw.
Yeah.
And there are also no Pokemon centers. Now, the team at Niantic, who worked on Ingress, who this game is very much like that game if you played it.
Even based on Ingress's data.
That's
so
right, yeah.
All the locations in Ingress are kind of reskinned for Pokemon, and it's the same data set. It's really interesting.
That's right. And they talked to us about even some of the rules for, like, okay, in order to tag a location for a Pokemon Center or for places you can catch Pokemon, has to be out in public and visible. They're not going to send you down some shady alley to catch a Pikachu. That's not a thing.
Yeah, it's like crowdsourced data, so it's not going to be somewhere that's hard to get to or you have to pay to get in. It's going to be, you know, an art installation, like we went to Cupid Span on the Embarcadero in San Francisco, or it's going to be, you know, like if you're in a smaller town, it might be a commemorative park bench or something like that.
Well, in that Cupid Span, we got our taste of basically a Pokemon gym. So can you explain a little bit? Because that's the capture the flag part, which is weird.
Yeah, the gyms are interesting. So it's not like a gym in the regular Pokemon games. It's not like you have your team of 6 and you go and you challenge and you inevitably kind of beat it.
In fact, you join a team when you start the game.
Yeah, you can join, I think, one of 3 teams, and they have working titles right now. It's just red, blue, and yellow. So. Obviously, but you join that team and you can group up with as many or as few people as you want and kind of challenge this gym, but it's kind of this tap-based battle system. It's not turn-based, and it's very much like you can all go there, you tap to beat the gym's kind of stationed Pokemon, and then you kind of capture that gym a la capture the flag. And the tapping system is really interesting to me because it's so unlike Pokemon, but they don't want it to be you sitting on your phone waiting for turns to be taken. So it makes sense, but it was so
Especially it makes sense for kids or just younger generation that maybe an RPG is a little bit too much. Not to say that Pokemon is not good at easing kids into how an RPG works, but I think that this just lowers that barrier a little more. But at the same time, it's very different, and you need to know that like flat out of the gate. A couple of other sort of interesting things is that if you take over that gym, people from your team can contribute and leave a Pokemon there, and that adds to that gym's prestige, which is pretty good.
I also liked that hatching eggs is really, like, it's pedometer based.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, so you have to walk, and it works sort of like the step counter in the 3DS works. It's going to be based on your walking. You can't just get on a train and hatch eggs or get in a car. Yeah. And it's really cool. I like that aspect because it's like get out and move and get out and see things and do things. And you can play it as casually or as, you know, not hardcore, but you can go out of your way to catch Pokemon, or you can just do it on your walk. And there's a power saving mode that you can just kind of have on while you're walking around a normal day.
Yeah. And walking around, just finally, you're collecting either Pokeballs or items or eggs just by visiting certain markers, certain places, just on your daily walk. And if you stop by, you flick a medal, you will get items. And you can do that a couple times a day and basically build up a stock to capture more, hatch more eggs. We saw a Pikachu get hatched because we walked enough distance. And it was, overall, it was cool. It's different. I think folks at home definitely should. It's a free app, so there are going to be microtransactions in this thing. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of experience with how much that's going to cost.
Right, or what that is.
Yeah, exactly. But still, you know, if you want more Pokemon coverage, Pokemon Go coverage, trust us. We, so far, think it's okay, but you should check it out. And for more information, you should keep it right here at IGN.